How could a loving God subject people to eternal punishment in hell for disbelief? Can we simply choose to believe in a particular God in an attempt to avoid that God's wrath? The question of whether we have direct control of our beliefs has profound implications on whether hell can be considered a just punishment. Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm iSkeptic. In this video, I'll be delving into the inherent unfairness of hell, particularly in light of the fact that we may not have full control over what we believe. I have a challenge for you, a thought experiment. Choose a belief you currently possess in an attempt to change that belief. Pick something that you feel very certain about. Now, without taking any additional steps, attempt to alter or even reverse that belief. How did that work out for you? If you were adventurous enough to try, you most likely failed. If you were able to change that belief, you possess an ability that I don't have and frankly don't want. I would hate to think that I could choose to believe that gravity isn't real, for example. I don't want my brain to work that way. It could even be dangerous for me as my beliefs inform my actions, and believing that I'm not bound by gravity, I might just try to fly out of my window without the aid of technology. Obviously, the results could be tragic. No, we can't choose to believe that gravity isn't real. The reason you believe gravity is real is due to a lifetime of experience functioning in gravity on this planet. The evidence supporting a belief in gravity is just too strong. Few things could be more certain, but not all beliefs are so fixed. What about something that you think is probably true, but you're not as confident about? Are those more tentative beliefs changeable by nothing more than an act of will? Being that you likely failed my challenge, you might agree that at least some beliefs aren't changeable and therefore can't be considered controllable, especially a belief partnered with so much confidence that you would claim to know it. I think, therefore I am, comes to mind. My own existence is the one thing that I claim absolute certainty of. Belief formation comes when we consider the things we hear, read, observe, and experience with our senses. Our beliefs are influenced by our family upbringing and cultural factors, which undermines the notion that they are a simple product of choice. The idea that eternal justice hinges on inherited beliefs is problematic for those who would argue that disbelief should be punished with hellfire. If you are honest about it, many of you were born into at least nominally religious families and didn't have much choice, if any, about which religion you would become an adherent of. Geography plays a large role as well. If you were born in Afghanistan, a country whose population is over 99% Muslim, you're probably a Muslim. If you were born in the Bible Belt of the United States, there's a good chance you identify as some variety of Christian, probably Protestant. When we consider the arbitrariness of eternal damnation based on beliefs influenced by geography and society, it makes the Christian doctrine of eternal torment for non-believers seem a tad unfair. Put simply, why should we be punished for something we can't entirely control? Then there are the psychological limitations to belief formation. We are all biased in certain ways cognitively. We also have emotional obstacles that affect our beliefs. Admitting that we have these limitations raises questions about the fairness of God sending souls to hell for the crime of non-belief. If the version of Christianity I was raised in is true, I will be punished by an infinitely powerful God for being an atheist. It's true that there's more to salvation in evangelical Christianity than mere belief, but belief precedes coming to repentance and therefore redemption through Jesus. I don't believe any of it anymore, but I was raised to believe Christian doctrine from birth. I eventually overcame my indoctrination, but that will be the topic for another video. As we consider the involuntary nature of belief, the supposed wisdom of Pascal's wager is exposed as silliness. It is a fallacious gambit. In the 17th century, French philosopher and mathematician Blaise Pascal offered a philosophical argument in an attempt to manipulate people into believing in the Christian God. He proposed 4 possibilities based on belief and disbelief, a binary choice. The potential outcomes are as follows. If you believe in God and God exists, you will go to heaven. If you believe in God and He does not exist, you lose nothing. If you do not believe in God and God does not exist, you gain nothing. But if you do not believe in God and God does exist, you will suffer the eternal consequences of hell. Proponents of this argument present belief in God as a pragmatic choice, as if our beliefs are so controllable that we can wager them. The suggestion is that even if the existence of the Christian God cannot be proven or disproven, it is in one's best interest to believe in Him as sort of an insurance policy against the possibility of hell. Actually, Pascal's wager fails in 2 ways. It ignores the involuntary nature of beliefs, but it also overlooks the fact that other religions feature God belief, which means that the choice isn't a simple binary one between belief and disbelief. Pascal's wager doesn't take into account the thousands of proposed gods throughout history, many of whom are still in good standing in certain cultures. Now, I'm not arguing that we bear no responsibility for our beliefs. We're not mindless robots without free will. We can intentionally turn a blind eye to good evidence if it suits some emotional need. Most of us do. And when seeking information, we can choose to expose ourselves only to unreliable sources that confirm our biases. Many of us willingly isolate ourselves in a partisan echo chamber, guaranteeing that our political beliefs are never challenged. Perhaps it's time to take an inventory of your beliefs to see which ones comport to reality and which are merely inherited from your family and surrounding culture. In other words, try to prove your deeply held convictions wrong to see if they stand up to scrutiny. When we're wrong, we don't know we're wrong. There's no telling how many incorrect assumptions you've been clinging to for much of your life. In closing, I hope you found this brief exploration of the nature of belief formation and its implications on Pascal's wager worthwhile. I'm going to wrap up this endeavor, but feel free to agree or disagree with me in the comments section. Perhaps you think I'm making sense. Maybe I've got this all wrong. Let me know what you think. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel, as I intend to make more content in the future. By subscribing, you'll be alerted as to when I've made a new video. Until next time, peace.